tutorial on how to make Techno in Reason. And today we're gonna make the follow up from our whole tutorial, which is Berlin Techno tutorial. And what I did was an arrangement with the previous track. I was, tweaking around and doing things. I did the groove, I did the bass. I had to take out some elements that I didn't like, so I hope you apologize me for that. But in techno production, you'll always find things you want to to just clean up or take some instruments out, some elements, some whatever. There's always gonna be space for changing things. So I took the bass I did previously, and now in the arrangement, I will show you how it sounds altogether. So something I forgot was I added some vocals in here. So let me show you these vocals here. Gives a really nice atmosphere to the track. Really.
Few people will have the greatness to prevent history itself. But each of us can work to change a small portion of events. And in the total,
Okay, that's how it sounds. And yes, this is the whole arrangement. See, I started out with the groove, kick, bass, hi hats, and all that good stuff. Then I added some reverse cymbals, some automation here, all the cymbals, reverse, reverb, and yes, this is how it sounds. Let me show you the intro here, the main bridge. No, sorry, that's the main bridge is here. This is kind of a I don't know mini bridge if you want to call it. Let me show you.
few people will have the greatness to prevent history itself. But each of us can work to change a small portion of events. And in the total of all those acts will be written the history of this generation. World peace is not a myth. World peace is not a myth. World peace is not a myth.
See, I repeat this like 3 times, and then there's a new sound here, a new arpeggiator. Going through the sound, through the track in this bridge. Where is it? All these can be automated and tweaked. See, this is pretty nice. I mean, you can, play around with this, and all this stuff is on Thor. I mean, Thor is really old synth, but it's pretty useful. A lot of people they always want to use the newest thing coming out. I understand that there's a lot of people, viciously trying to get sound, but they don't know that sounds are in your head. Any softer is gonna be able to, you can get some more inspiration with new sounds, but you got to really try to find the sounds you want inside your head. I mean, that's the way it is. And yes, that's the intro here. The intro is not no, no hi hats, none of the good stuff. Straight techno. Yep, that's it. Okay. And let me show you what I did with the vocals. I had to tweak a little bit, the vocals because they were from a sample I downloaded from YouTube. So I wanted to make it different. So what I did was I selected everything and then I went with I transported the pitch to -8 just to have more of a really type of mysterious voice, like really, like this mysterious movie.
Few people
What's this here? Sorry for that. It's a look back. But yes, and then I just EQ'd a little bit. Let me show you here. This is the vocals.
will have the greatness to bend history itself.
I did some tweak here.
But each of us can work to change a small portion of events.
Because it was really boomy.
And in the total of all those acts will be written the history of this generation.
You see?
And in the total of all those acts will be
A very important fact here was
few people will have
you have a kind of a gate here. A lot of people don't know what it's this for, but this is one of the most practical units you can use when you're mixing really downloaded samples that will have some noise in it. With this tool here, you can really eliminate any noise or, before the vocals come in. Let me show you what I made.
few people
See, you don't hear anything, right? Now let me take the gate out. Let me deactivate it. Let's see. I'm talking.
few people
You hear that noise?
few people
Wait a minute. Yeah.
will have the greatness to bend history itself.
Now here.
But each of us can
Hear that?
but,
Now with the gate on. Here.
but each
No noise at all.
but each of
See what I'm talking about?
but each
It's really suppressed, so it really disappears when you put the gate in. Let me show you once again what I made here.
but each
No noise. And you see that the gate, you just activate the gain when when the when when the when the vocals come in. See, nothing with activated. Oh, I'm sorry, I'm snapping in here. There you go.
but each of
See, no vocals. The gate is working. The gate is working. Vocals in, gate is getting deactivated. See.
but each of us
Oh, sorry. Now listen to it. You hear that? You can see the frequency here now activated, and the lower, the louder the vocal, the louder the noise. So you see, pretty useful tool. Now the tool, the gate in,
but each
no noise at all. Pretty nice, because when you have one vocal, it's not a big issue, but if you got like 10 samples with noise in it, you can have a mess. And probably the low ends are gonna suffer from this. So you have to be careful, or to be aware of that and eliminate any noise that to save some more frequency room for other instruments. That's a nice little tip I wanted to give you, you know. So let me continue here. So what I did, I really compressed the vocals a little bit, not too much, just a little bit, just a tiny bit. Where is it here? Ratio is four, four, 463, and then the compressor threshold is it was minus 14, not too much. The release time, it's just things you can try by yourself and say what's good or whatnot. If you want any tutorials on compressors, there's a bunch of compressor tutorials on YouTube you can watch. That I really don't want to get into it because there's so many nice tutorials about compression, about EQing, that a lot better than if I sit here and try to teach you this. Because every EQ you use in a track is going to be individually different. So it's just it's up to the track how you're going to use a compressor. Me, my opinion, I don't use compressors too much, like on kicks, bass. Really it tends to ruin the sound. My advice for you guys is that if you want to use instead of using compressor, try to get good sound, good sounding kicks, good sounding bass, good sounding softer instruments, and it'll spare some time of frustration because you get frustrated. A lot of people want to compress sound, but they don't know how pretty well. So instead of compressing the sound well, they will ruin it, and they'll get pretty frustrated. Compression is a lot of practice. These folks, they know where to trick, what to do. So I will really get into it. Like if you would take 1 or 2 months only compressing sound, 1 month only EQing sound and learning about it. Gain station is another issue a lot of people don't know. So in my opinion, it's a lot more of an advantage to get into this, like getting what's gain station. How do I EQ sound? How do I compress the sound? The whole context. Not individually, because if you only EQ in individual tracks and you get like, I don't know, 1 hour in front of the screen just EQ one sound, in the end you'll find out that this shit won't work. You really have to tweak sound in context so that you can see the whole picture, how it sounds. And really just to eliminate, for example here, if you want to eliminate any sound issue like I wanted here, so I will solo the track and I'll say, okay, there's a problem here. What can I do about it? And these frequencies sounding pretty awful. So I'm okay, that's okay, but don't spend so many time EQing just one sound, because if you spend too many time, it's because the sound is not the right one. My personal opinion. You can do it the way you want. So continue with this. Then here, that's the next compressor I used. Pretty boosted a little bit, like 7, because the sample was pretty low. The level was really down, so I had to tweak up. Here, release time, attack and release. Do it the way you want it, the way you like it, the way you know it. So that's the settings for these vocals I choose. And yes, that's how it sounds altogether.
So,
And this shit, for me, my opinion, this sound here is way too loud. It's way too, like it's getting too much in front of everything, and I don't want that. So I would just, instead of taking an EQ, I will put the level down. Like here, let me show you. The second mixer here. So sound is way too. each track will probably take me about 2 to 3 to 4 days, maybe a week, just to finish it because I listen to the track once again and once again and once again, over and over until I really like what I listen. And yes, there's gonna be always sound you want to put in, to take out, to experiment. Here with the hi hats, there's a lot of things to do. After the bridge here, place these hats up in here, right here. Let me do this now. There you go, like so, something like that. Maybe here. See, the next, pile is gonna be here. Probably you, something like that. Anything is good. Oops, something on here. Let's see here. There's a new function here in Reason, which is great, which I really like. It adapt to the sequencer, depending how big, how you zoom in or you zoom out. So if you zoom out like that, it's gonna take the smallest, units, like here. See? Oh wait, this knob is out. Like this one here. You see? If you zoom out real in, it will take the biggest, you know, positions. Experiment for yourself with this, but it's a nice little update here from Propeller Head. People, that's it for for today and for the Believe Techno tutorial. And I hope you like what I did. I hope you like the tricks, the methods that I use to make techno. And yes, something I hope you do is to subscribe to the channel, like, comment. Every comment you give is a plus for me, so we can grow together. If there's anything you don't like about it, just comment because we're here to learn. So I ain't no, I'm no pro, so I'm learning too. Anything, any advice you guys can give me, I'll appreciate it. I thank you for watching. Hope you keep making techno, and yes, peace out. It's your boy Deep Delta.